it's gonna look like, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
It's in here anyway.
Okay, cool.
All right.
You good?
Yep.
Move your seat up a little bit, unless you can touch the.
Yeah,
I'd probably move it up just
sure.
a tad. Exactly. Maybe even more. Like I sit super close. That way I'm like fully in control. Yeah, it's gonna get hot in here and sweaty. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
And then you can close your door, open the window. That way we still get some air. There's a little. Yep. That window is kind of janky sometimes because it has that. It'll fly open when we start it, but
all right.
and then seatbelt right here. There you go. And there's one. You might have to open the door again.
Yeah.
So right here I save you guys about 60 seconds worth of me trying to figure out how to close the door.
Here we go. Okay, cool.
Shove it. All right.
All right, so let's see. We did our initial
we did the walk
exterior,
around.
Interior passenger brief. I always like to use safety, so seatbelts, how to use them. Air vents, so like if you want to turn it, turn it. That one kind of has a, like sticks a little bit. If you don't want any, push it in and out, but we're gonna want it. Fire extinguisher behind of us. Emergency exits, God forbid something were to happen. You go that way, I go this way. We're gonna meet at the back. Talking while I'm talking or whatever. Obviously sterile cockpit during crucial phases of flying. Talking about flying. If we get in the air and we're cruising, we're allowed to talk, but whatever.
Actually take off landing.
Exactly.
Keep it appropriate.
Exactly. And then why? Any questions? Yep. All right, that's good.
Okay,
And
no
then
questions.
Hobbs tack time, we got that.
Yep, we already did all that.
Yep, circuit breakers, make sure those are all in. Those are all in. Yep. Good. And then what else? Alternate static, that's good. Cabin air. We'll pull this once that's our alternate static. So we'll test that when
we do a run up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Start. Okay, seat tracks, good. Avionics off. So radios, nav, those are off. Autopilot, we don't have one, don't worry about that. Carb heat is off, pushed in. Mixture full rich, so push that all the way in. Mixture full rich, throttle slight.
Yeah, so pull it all the way out and then just a crack.
Exactly.
Right?
So pull it like people go like that and then they go like
just make
that.
Sure it functions.
Exactly.
Yep.
Throttle slight, prime. Our primer is over.
You said you probably don't need it today, right? Since you just flew it.
I would put one. You want to try and prime it?
Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, you unscrew it. There's like a little knob right there where like you see it. Exactly.
Okay.
Pull it all the way out and then push it in. It's so hard, I know. Do it one more time, honestly, just to be safe. It won't flood it or anything.
There we go.
Cool. And then and then just lock it, just like like a key. Cool. All right, primer is in and locked. Where were we? Throttle brake. Okay. Yep. So the brakes. Yep. The top of this is going to be your brakes. This is going to be your rudders down here. When I'm doing something like this, I take my heels off the ground. I wear a size 7 shoes, so like I have tiny feet.
You can't touch both.
Exactly. So prime brake, okay, and prop clear. So obviously make sure no one's near the prop around us.
We already
prop
moved the
clear.
chop.
Yell prop clear.
We already moved the chop out of the way.
Master on. 2 red over there. Beacon.
That's good.
Yep. Beacon.
Beacon is rotating beacon.
Yep. Good job.
Mags.
Start.
To start.
Yep. So you're gonna put this key in and you're gonna crank it.
Both these the same, I guess.
Yep. And you hold it. You'll see it start. Like it sounds like just like anything else.
Like a lawnmower.
Literally.
So put on both.
Yep. And just crank it. Yep.
And then hold.
And then I always like to take it down without an RPM. That way we're not fighting the brakes or anything. Like if it's 1100, that's fine. So like around there, now we get a little more of a breeze, but that's good. All right.
Does that have an actual parking brake built in it?
Yep. I never use it. We never leave it on the parking brake or anything like that. Just because in the 172s are so old, it's kind of weird sometimes. I've gotten in one and I couldn't get it out, and I'm like, now what do I do? You know?
Lights.
So I did go ahead and cut the audio here and mute it. I did have an audio recorder separate from the video camera itself, but unfortunately I plugged the 3.5mm connector into the wrong side. So the plan was to overlay the audio, over the video itself, but once the engine spools up, you really can't hear much other than the engine anyway, so it's just going to be muted from here on out. Here we are just taxiing over to the run-up area just prior to departure. It is a Class Delta with a control tower, so there's not much to see here. I'll probably just fast forward over to the run-up area. We're just pulling up to the run-up area here. The camera angle really isn't good for seeing a whole lot of this. I wasn't super happy with the camera angle as far as seeing the instrumentation or out the front window. It's unfortunately a rental plane with no good attachment points anywhere for a camera as far as a good place to mount it, look up our head or anything. So I'm going to try to work on that a little bit, see if I can get a better angle, hopefully for the next one. I'm going to finish the run up here and then we'll take the departure. It was really cool to take off for the first time in the front seat, GA aircraft, really experiencing this and learning something that I've always been interested in doing. So I am recording some of this stuff. I just kind of put the camera up and hit start. I really didn't want to mess with worrying about angles and just really focusing on number one, being safe, of course, but also the learning itself and the learning environment. So the video does go for probably close to an hour and a half. There's not a whole lot to see. I'll probably edit out a lot of this stuff. Obviously, this is the very first lesson that I've been off the ground. I've done some groundwork and, of course, been studying. I've already taken my written test prior to all this, so have a little bit of background knowledge, but just book knowledge. So we basically go up, do some trimming the aircraft out, and turns to a heading, and just kind of getting familiar and getting comfortable, I guess, with the plane and the way it handles. Coming up here on the first official logbook landing. we get back in the pattern here and do a total of 3 landings at this untowered airport, and then we go to an airport closer to the place that we left, do 2 more landings, touch and goes, and then we head back. So very successful, super fun, really cool to learn and put some of the book knowledge to good use, I guess. And I'm super excited to go back again. I tried to go back the next day. This was a Friday. I tried to go back Saturday, but we unfortunately got canceled for weather issues. There was some thunderstorms and stuff in the area, so we did not actually get out and fly that day. We did some more ground work and stuff, but should be getting some more flight time in here at the end of the week, so looking forward to that.